Hey guys, Stacy-Ann here from Weather Anchor Mama, and let's talk about this whole Shea Moisture controversy. It's been in the news. I'm sure you guys are well aware of what's been going on. They are pretty much getting a lot of backlash surrounding this recent ad featuring white women with straight hair talking about their hair hate. And there's also a biracial or mixed race girl in the ad as well. And on social media, a lot of people have been just complaining just about the ad completely. I think some have even said like this biracial or multiracial girl does not represent the natural hair community. But mostly the backlash is surrounding the white women in the ad. One saying that she had such a hard time being a redhead and shows her kind of like flashing her hair around and stuff. And when I saw the ad, I was like, okay, first of all, I am a mom of biracial children. Before I became a mom, I probably would have even had an issue with the multiracial girl in the ad. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm just being honest, because growing up it was so difficult to see people in ads on TV that don't look like me. So I would have probably had an issue with that too. But again, my kids are biracial and they have similar curls to that young lady, and I think she's gorgeous. So I feel, okay, I can kind of relate. And then I thought even deeper than that, Shea Moisture is a product that was built around the CEOs. I believe it was like his grandmother or somebody, please correct me if I'm wrong, that would make products, hair care products, cosmetics at home. So they basically expanded on that idea and came up with the line. The story's on the back of the bottles of the, the shampoo and conditioner, if you want to check that. But that drew me in when I became natural back in 2012. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And the manufacturer, wherever they make the product, is not too far from where I live. So I was just like, wow, I'm going to support this local company. I was just like, okay, great. And I've been using it ever since. I've been using it on my hair, my children's hair, and it's been working out great. And again, when I saw the girl with curly hair, I was like, I definitely have children that have curls similar to hers, so I love that. But by the same token, I was like, wow, they couldn't even just put, I'm like 4C, not even like a 4A in there, 4B, or like, come on. So it's interesting because I looked on Twitter and Facebook and people have been like really going nuts, especially about the white women. And I just want to be clear, Shea Moisture is a product I felt that was marketed for natural hair, curly hair. So to me, the biracial girl fit, that's just one aspect or one type of their consumer that they're looking to reach out to, which is fine. But I've never known them to market to white women with straight hair. And I just want to say, I don't have a problem with them marketing to white people because, I think it's fair. However, the part that I don't get is the straight hair part, because we've struggled with our curls and our kinks for so long. And I've also met white women in my industry and just who I've just met that they've had problems with their curly hair. They've also had the pressures of having to straighten it for work, and they had a problem with frizz. And I know this one, I think she said she was Jewish, and she had like thick curly red hair, small ringlets or medium-sized ringlets. And I remember her coming up to me and saying, yeah, what products do you use? And I'm like looking at her like, And she just started talking about her hair struggles. And I was just like, wow, okay. And we were able to bond over last weekend. was it last weekend? My daughter, I took her on one of her photo shoots, and I met a mom. She was with her baby at the time. And she also asked, what products do you use in her hair? I'm trying to find something that works. And, I mentioned Shea Moisture. She's like, yeah, I just don't know what to do. And I said, but his hair looks, doesn't look like it's unmanageable or that it'll frizz or anything like that. It was just kind of straight. But then she took out a picture of her older son, who's the same age as my son, 3 years old. And he had hair like my son. And she says, we're Jewish. And I think she mentioned that maybe there was something in her background, like Egyptian or something like that, in her heritage years and years and years ago. And I was just like, wow. And, we bonded, we had a conversation, and she's like, yeah, it's really difficult. So if Shea Moisture were to come out with an ad like that showing a white woman with curly hair or something like that, or, Asian woman with curly hair or whatever, I would be like fine with that, okay? Because to me, it's always been about curls and having to be able to maintain those curls. Because, it is a struggle. I could tell you, for me, I've had the struggles of having to straighten my hair and having to try to find products to manage it. I think that's why I ended up relaxing my hair, because there was really nothing on the market years ago, like when I was a kid. And Shea Moisture has been around for 27 years. And I just kind of got to know the brand like back in like 2012. So it hasn't been that long. And ever since then, I'm like, wow, this is a really good brand. Now, the CEO was actually on with Roland Martin on TV One. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the program, but he basically was there to defend and explain the ad, and why it was created, how it was created, what happened, where they went wrong. And I just want to say this. I give him kudos, bonus points for addressing it and saying, hey, yeah, this is a problem. But he also went further and explained why they took this direction, which I thought was important, that I wanted to share with you. And I would love to hear some feedback from you as well as to what you think about it, because I just thought it was interesting. Now, first off, Shea Moisture actually sold a portion of its company a while back to, let me see, I took notes here. I got my notes. Bain Capital. And they got backlash over that years ago, or not too long ago. And the family still owns a portion of the company, so they're very, very well still involved. Richelieu is still a CEO of Shea Moisture, so he still has a strong hold in the company. But I imagine, since they sold part of the company, I'm wondering if this marketing idea came from maybe the other side, and if so, like, why didn't somebody speak up? Because to be honest, I'm very outspoken. People who know me, they know I don't shut up. So if there's something that is going on, like an idea that pops up, I encounter this all the time at work, I'll speak up and say, look, I don't really think this is such a good idea. Are we sure? I'm just kind of wondering, why didn't they go through some focus groups before, bringing the ad forward? Why didn't they speak to a group of women with curls, all different shapes, sizes, colors? It didn't matter. It doesn't matter. They should have just researched a little bit, So I just wonder if them selling part of their company had anything to do with this direction that they're going into. He did explain that he is looking to broaden, which I certainly understand. I mean, as a blogger, as a YouTuber, as a meteorologist, I mean, I consider myself a brand, and I'm always looking to expand and change things. And there's certainly nothing wrong with that. And I definitely encourage people to do that. But you gotta do it carefully. The theme of the ad was, or is, break free from hair hate. So I'm seeing like blonde, redhead, straight hair, talking about hair hate, their color and whatnot. And I'm just like, okay, that didn't make sense. They're just talking about what they hate about their hair. So basically, I just want to read you a little snippet of what he explained on the show. He said, for us, we're not changing our forms. We're not changing the consumer that we serve as we grow. But we're in a position that if we don't grow things that people love about Shea Moisture, the millions of dollars that we invest in our community, commerce projects in Ghana, and education scholarships that we provide to folks in America, which I thought was a nice little additive, whatever, would not be sustainable over time as more multinationals come into the marketplace and take share and take self and can outspend them, you know? That's what he's saying. He mentions that he saw ads from Dove and Pantene while he was waiting in the green room. And that's exactly what he's talking about. Now, these companies are targeting women of color to market their brand to and to protect their core. And he mentioned, okay, they don't receive backlash over that. But here's the thing with Pantene and Dove. I mean, Shea Moisture built their company off of natural hair care. Pantene didn't. They kind of just added that in. So I never felt like, okay, I did acknowledge, okay, wow, Dove and Pantene, they're going in that direction. Okay, great. But it's not, the hit that Shea Moisture got is because they're now going away from their core audience, which is natural hair, you know, people with curls and kinks and whatnot. Dove, Pantene, not so much. He says, we're not going to be able to provide the great formulas that we're known for. I mean, basically he's saying that the market is become so saturated that it's harder for them to compete with these other brands, and maybe they're losing some dollars, and in order for them to now regain a strong hold in the marketplace, they have to broaden their horizons, which I understand. But it's just, you gotta go about it in the way that you're not offending people. Now, he did mention, like I said before, the ads were like featuring 24 different women. So it just so happened that this ad came out first, which was like a bad move. And there was another woman on the show asking, okay, like, did you approve this? Did anybody like just look over the commercial to say like, look, this is all wrong? And he basically said, oh, well, he basically said they saw the interviews individually. So they saw, you know, the 4C chick like me, and they saw the 3C mixed girl or what have you. And then they saw like the white woman with the blonde, the redhead and whatnot. So they saw it in separate pieces, but whoever edited it together, they didn't look at the final product and what was sent out, which I think is a big slip, because with something like this, you want to say, okay, now that we have all the pieces, let's put this piece with that piece, this piece with that piece, so that everything could kind of, you know, combine. I'm not sure about the whole straight hair thing and how that ties into their brand, or if they have a separate line, because I know they have a separate line I see in stores for relaxed hair or something like that. So, you know, they would just have to do a better job at defining what it is, and you know, instead of like kind of just putting it all out there like, okay, hey, here. Because it almost looked like they completely changed their brand, So maybe if they did a better job explaining it, I don't know. Or instead of calling it Shea Moisture, just start a straight hair line, like for straight haired women or something, or color women, you know, like, I know they want to stick to the brand, but find a way to just kind of do a separate thing on the side or something like that, I guess. Not have it all combined together. I think that's where I'm missing the whole thing. But like I said, I respect where he's coming from. I understand the whole deal, but the approach is all wrong. They even said on Facebook, they effed up, which I thought was really bold, but okay. So those are my thoughts. What do you think? I would just love to know, because like I said, I've been using Shea Moisture for years. My kids use it. I've always loved the product. I did work with them in the past, done some reviews for them, and they've been really good to us. So, you know, I don't think that this should be like, okay, I'm never using Shea Moisture again. And in fact, the CEO did go on to say, like, look, you know, we messed up. I admit it. We slipped. And please don't hold it against us. We've been here for 27 years, and don't, you know, what did he say? He said, our hard work, our blood, sweat, and tears, don't overlook that and crucify us, basically, because of this one little slip. So I hope, you know, I think, you know, I'm willing to give it another shot. I mean, again, companies want to grow, they want to broaden. I get it. You know, the market is saturated. You want to stay above the fold. You want to stay competitive, but you also just want to be careful. I say get some focus groups and just run this by them first and get their thoughts. That's my opinion. That's my advice to you. All right, guys, that's it for now. Sorry for the rant. I hope it wasn't a rant. Anyway, please like this video and subscribe. My kids and I, we also do fun curly hairstyles on here as well. So we use a lot of products like Shea Moisture and a bunch of other natural hair care products. So feel free to check that out as well. And again, have a great day, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.